I am now at Memorial Gardens in Odessa. Plans are in the works to build a memorial right here to pay tribute to the victims. Memorial Gardens is one of the most used parks in Odessa. The executive director of Odessa Art says something like this is critical for healing in our community.
The one thing that you really need when you're coping with a tragedy is comfort. It's hugs, it's waves, it's handshakes, and we can't do any of that either. This piece will be that hug. This piece will be that handshake. This piece will be that place where people can gather and think it's going to be okay.
Many of the victims' families are also playing a role in putting this special project together. Here's a picture of that design. It's called Bright Stars, a memorial for August 31st. Jim Sanborn was the artist chosen. 138 artists applied. Work is expected to take a year on the project. The hope to have it unveiled on the second anniversary observance, August 31st of 2021. A tribute now to all of the victims who died, their lives cut short. As you can imagine, their family and friends are still grieving, but they say they will always be remembered. 7 innocent victims lost their lives. The youngest of the victims murdered, 15-year-old Layla Hernandez, a sophomore at Odessa High School and a member of the basketball program. Layla had just celebrated her quinceañera a few months before the shooting. Adam Cross taught Layla Hernandez when she was in the 8th grade. He described her as well-liked by her classmates and very polite. Like many others in our community, he wanted to find a way to give back. The art teacher contacted Layla's family. Her mom gave him more than a handful of pictures.
It was a very difficult drawing to work on. Whenever you're drawing somebody that's passed away that you knew personally that was involved in a tragedy like this, there was a lot of emotion into it, you know, going into that drawing and just remembering what kind of person she was and how sweet she was.
Cross came up with this piece of artwork. As you can see, it shows Layla in different stages of her life. He says her family got a bit teary-eyed when he gave it to them. "40-year-old Joe Griffith shot to death in front of his wife and 2 young children. Griffith worked 6 days a week to support his family and was known for his sense of humor. 35-year-old Raul Garcia lived in El Paso, a truck driver and father of 4 young children. His sister says even a year later, it's still difficult to talk about, but described him as giving.
When you needed help, you wouldn't know he helped you, but he would help. He was the kind of Santa Claus. Let's put it that way. He was always helping, but it was secretly. Nobody knew.
She also told us about her mother's final words to her son.
¿Qué te hicieron, mijo? What did they do to you? ¿Por qué te hicieron esto? ¿Qué te hicieron, mijo? What did they do to you? That's all she would say. What did they do to you? And she touched his head, just kind of caressed his hand, and he was gone.
Rudy Arco's family described him as an all-star dad. He leaves behind 4 children. The sad twist of fate in his story, the 57-year-old had lived in Las Vegas for 2 decades, but the 2017 mass shooting there, which left 59 people dead and more than 400 injured, prompted him to move to Odessa. "30-year-old Cameron Brown was a member of the United States Army who had served in Afghanistan.
Very patriotic person, went to war for his country.
His brother also says it is still painful a year later. He described Cameron as the funniest person in the world and says he could turn anything into a joke.
You just love who you have in your life and love them hard.
29-year-old Mary Granados, a postal carrier. The shooter hijacked her U.S. Postal Service truck during the shooting spree. Granados leaves behind a twin sister. Her friends described her as beautiful, inside and out, with a great heart.
Okay. Have a good one. Thank you.
Here's doorbell footage from a local neighborhood that captured her delivering mail just hours before her death. Edwin Peregrino was visiting his parents in Odessa when he heard gunshots outside. He ran into the yard to investigate when the shooter sped by and opened fire, killing the 25-year-old. Friends say he was a person everyone enjoyed being around.
I think we just need to remember that community spirit that we saw that day, and remember that we did gain a lot of angels that watch over Odessa.